we're starting. I just hit the start button right as I said, yeah, we're starting. So we're fucking starting. It's another episode.
We're in it now, boys.
We're in the shit now. It's another episode.
For those who aren't monthly listeners, I am Merk. I am here with my co-host Zach.
That's who I am. And we're in the shit now, boys. It's another episode of the goddamn Locacacast. Hope y'all are all doing out good.
It's your favorite JOJOLands podcast and mine. And if it's not your favorite, I'll find you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, your favorite JoJo podcast and mine, the JOJOLands! Why did I say that? Because the JOJOLands is on my screen. The Locacacast!
We got there in the end, ladies and gentlemen.
Oops. I literally just read the biggest, boldest text on my screen instead of the name of our show.
Excellent.
Cool.
All right.
Anyway,
so we usually start these things off with a recap.
How have you been, man? How you been?
I had a month. So it was my birthday recently.
Oh my God! Really?
Yeah,
Fuck.
It's the 14th. Same day every year, Zach.
Shit, man. I'm sorry. Happy birthday.
No, it's
Fuck.
all right. So since it was my birthday, the weekend before, the fam and I went out to dinner and we went out to a movie. We went to see The Marvels, and I got into a fight with Gunn over whether I actually enjoyed the movie or not.
With our friend Guntroll?
Our friend Guntroll, yes. Other member of West.
He was no, you didn't like it? I missed this.
Well, it wasn't that big a thing. Like I'm blowing it more out of proportion than it needs to be, but you know, every good story needs a good antagonist. So since Gunn is the designated antagonist of this story, I figured I'd play it up for the audience.
Okay. So, tell me about this. I missed this. I wasn't watching the Discord.
So I went to we went to see The Marvels, and it was fun. It was a fun movie. And when we got back home, I went on the West.
You do your classic little Hideo Kojima tweet. Saw The Marvels, you know.
I saw The Marvels. It was fun, and Gunn goes in and posts the John Cena, "Are you sure about that?" GIF.
How did I miss this?
And I'm like, yeah, man, you know, it's not like it suffers from a lot of the same problems as early Marvel, but it's not as bad as most of the stuff that they've been putting out in theaters recently. It's not Quantumania or fucking Love and Thunder bad.
Ugh, I fucking saw Love and Thunder in the theaters, and I regret it.
What a fucking waste of Christian Bale, man.
God damn, what a waste of Christian Bale. What a fucking... Taika Waititi is a hack? I can't believe I ever thought he was good. They promised us fucking Natalie Portman and Tessa Thompson romance, and we got literally nothing.
Yeah. We got that fucking maybe your arm in Valhalla joke though. So
yeah. You know, ooh, wow, yeah, that was great.
Thank God for that. Anyway, so the Marvels was like a decent movie I felt. But you know, Gunn was bringing up how I'm sorry, man. If you enjoyed it, that's cool. But I've just been reading bad reviews about it, and it's man. You can't take the reviews about Marvel movies at face value these days because first of all, superhero fatigue has basically ruined the genre for critics.
For casuals and critics alike. You have to be a diehard fan to watch these things now.
And second of all, critics have always hated superhero movies. No critic that actually, you know, gets paid to watch movies actually enjoys superhero movies. Fucking Scorsese doesn't even consider them cinema, right?
Yeah, no, he does not.
So, you know, we ended this little argument, you know, on cordial terms. It's we agreed to disagree, but you know, that was my experience. But the Marvels was great. It had a really funny scene that was out of something it was darkly humorous, like something out of Rick and Morty.
Huh.
You know.
What was
Speaking of
this darkly humorous Rick and Morty-esque scene? I
oh,
must know.
so like okay, so
I don't give a shit. I'm not seeing this movie.
you saw the original Captain Marvel, right?
No. No, I actually don't know
Oh,
anything that
oh,
happens in it. A cat
god
scratches out
damn.
Nick Fury's eye.
Okay,
There's
so
like a
that
final battle
this
where Carol is gonna
that
have to
is
fight a guy,
okay.
and she
So
just says like
okay, so
no.
no, okay, so fuck all that other shit. The cat is the only thing that's important.
Okay.
That cat was like an alien thing that it like had tentacles come out of its mouth and it ate like the tesseract and whatever and puked it up later. But the point is, it's a alien that looks like a cat, but it has like a tentacle mouth and bottomless stomach, right? And so like
Sure.
at the climax of the film, they have that exploding space station. Oh my god, everybody's got to get off the space station. Oh no, there aren't enough escape pods. Scene that's like in every fucking sci-fi movie you've ever seen in your life,
Right.
right? So what they do have though
The
is they
cat
have
eats
the cat
everyone.
and they have a bunch of like the baby cats because like the cat has had babies on the space station. And so what they have, like they start broadcasting over the intercom, please remain calm and let the cats eat you. You will not be harmed. And like everybody's running for their lives from these cats, and like the cats are eating everybody, and it's to like this fucking like upbeat happy music, you know. And then like they like the cats eat everybody. They get all the cats onto the escape pods and they get back to Earth, and then the cats puke everybody up, and like it's everything's fine, right?
That reminds
But
me of
that's
in Stone Ocean when there's only 2 safe seats on the plane, but they have to save like 6 children.
exactly
So
yes, like that as
Jolene
well.
fucking like wraps them up inside of herself, or she goes into string and goes inside of them. I forget exactly what happens, but it's fucking weird.
Yeah. So speaking of Rick and Morty,
Bien
and things that are
home.
also darkly humorous like Rick and Morty,
Uh-huh.
I also saw the second season of Loki.
Oh, I have not. I haven't seen any of Loki.
Oh, it's fun. It's fun. It's
I have a
you know
weird
what?
thing to say about Loki and about someone
You
who
know what?
asked me to watch it.
If you enjoyed season 1 of Loki, it's more of Loki, so
Okay.
that's your benchmark. But it similarly has a darkly humorous scene, and I'm not gonna say anything about this one because like it's well, the gimmick of Loki is like it's all like it's time travel. It's like this interdimensional time cops thing, right?
Sure, yeah.
So like this scene basically involves what was originally a shocking dark moment, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they have to go through it again and again and again to the point where it becomes pure comedy.
Huh. That sounds fun.
Yeah.
I'm interested
So
in such a thing as this. My experience
speaking,
with Loki has been that I didn't watch it, and then recently I met this guy at the bar, the Palo Verde Lounge, the place I normally hang out. It's where I'm always at, I feel like family there. It's my joint, it's my local spot. I met this guy there who was new, and I had just gotten broken up with. He had just gotten out of a relationship that he really liked and wished was still going, so I felt like we we're kindred spirits. And so we become friends. This guy's name is Joe. And we have some kind of joke where, like, I want to talk with him about this album that I really like, and he hasn't heard it. And he wants to talk with me about Loki, but I haven't seen it. So we promise each other, like, I'll watch Loki if you listen to this album, and then we'll talk about both of them together. And so I make this promise. I go home. I try to watch Loki. I don't have the Disney Plus login, and it won't work on my phone because I need a new app, and my phone's too old to download the new app, and I don't want to go into the Apple TV on the living room and wake everybody up and watch it on the big TV. So I'm like, all right, fuck it. And I go back, and I see him again like a week later, and he's like, hey, I listened to your album. And I'm like, oh, man, I'm sorry. I did not watch your show. And he's like, man, fuck, like I feel bad. I've let him down. However, I find out later that this guy is kind of a big piece of shit. Like, he slept with my friend Ashley. Like, he just showed up in the Palo Verde sphere, right? Like, he just emerged. And we were all like, welcome, you're like family, like, welcome. And so then he's just like, he's sleeping with these girls and like not telling them about each other. And he just does all of this like real piece of shit behavior. So all of a sudden, I don't feel bad anymore about not watching Loki because I associate it with my ex-friend Joe. And that's my story about Loki. So maybe I can associate it with my current friend Merk / Chris, and I can watch it for him instead.
At least that story had a happy ending.
I guess so.
Speaking of endings, and also Rick and Morty, did you see the 5th episode of season 7 yet?
Yeah, I did. The 5th episode.
Jesus fucking Christ, right?
The 5th episode? Hang on. I gotta figure out which episode is which real quick.
That's Unmortricken.
Oh yeah, that's the one before. I also saw the newest one with the Observers.
The newest one as well. Okay.
Yes, but no, holy fucking shit, yeah. And I didn't say anything to you about it, but I did go back and I read your spoiler tag thing that you messaged me, which was, yeah. What the fuck now? What the hell do we do now? That's exactly how I feel.
God damn, fucking Rick and Morty is good.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy how people keep saying shit like, man, that show used to be good and now it's just washed. But, like, every season has still, like, several amazing episodes in it. It's not 10 bangers a year, but every season has several bangers in it.
But, they've been turning out banger after banger after banger this season.
Oh, yeah, no. I mean, I didn't like the first one that much, but it was okay. No, but then episode 2, banger. Episode 3, banger. Episode 4, banger. Episode 5, banger. Episode 6, banger.
It was a weak start to an otherwise fantastic season so far, and I'm looking forward to seeing where they go from here.
Yeah, in order to lose me at this point, they have to do like 4 straight incest episodes for me to call this a bad season. You know what I mean? Like they have to have 4 of the worst kind of episode coming up next in order for me to say this was bad. Because this is such a great lineup already. I don't know what could possibly make this season not good in someone's eyes.
But that was basically the other thing is I've been going through the DCAU recently, the DC animated universe. You know, the starts with the Batman the animated series, and then you have like Batman Beyond and Justice League. But I watched all of Justice League, and I've started on Justice League Unlimited. And the thing is, right away, it's a very different show. Because, you know, like the original Justice League, you have the core 7, and that never changes, and it's always those 7.
I'm not really familiar with either of these shows, to tell you the truth. It's like 90s Spider-Man. Well, like I caught an episode or 2 on TV as a kid, but I never sat down and like watched it. I'm not super familiar.
So the original Justice League in the DC animated.
Wait, can I guess who the core 7 are?
Okay, sure.
Okay, the core 7 of the Justice League are Batman, Superman,
yes,
Wonder Woman,
yep,
The Flash,
yep,
Aquaman.
Nope.
No. Okay, so that's already one wrong guess, but I don't get chances to correct wrong guesses. But I have 2 more, but I actually have no idea who they are. What about the green Martian guy?
Martian Manhunter, yeah.
He's one of them?
Yep.
Yes, okay, because that's what I'm saying. Like a lot like 90s Spider-Man animated cartoon, I saw like glimpses of it in passing on TV. Or like the X-Men cartoon. I never sat down and watched it, but I saw glimpses of it in passing. And I remember that guy. He's got a big cape, and he's green, and he has an X on his chest. So him, but not Aquaman? That's crazy. But he was part of, like, Super Friends.
No, see, Aquaman was in a couple of episodes of the original Justice League, but when they changed it to Unlimited, I think he got more screen time.
Okay. So, my guesses so far were Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, The Flash, Aquaman, which was incorrect, and Martian Manhunter. I don't know who the 7th is. I have no guesses. That's all the DC people I know that would be in the Justice League.
So the 2 you are missing are Green Lantern and Hawk Girl.
Green Lantern? Hawk Girl? Excuse me?
Yes.
Green Lantern, of course. Obviously Green Lantern. Like Green Lantern, The Flash, Superman. I get it. You know?
So the thing is, like, they altered the classic lineup, which was you know, like you said, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. Those are the easy ones. Flash, Green Lantern, Aquaman was in the original, uh, Martian Manhunter, and I think was that 7 that I just named.
Batman, Wonder Woman, The Flash, Green Lantern, Aquaman, Wonder Woman.
You counted Wonder Woman twice, I think.
Batman, Aquaman, The Flash, Green Lantern, Wonder Woman. I don't know. Who's Hawk Girl?
She's the female counterpart of Hawkman, and like the reason they brought her in was
To have
like
a POV character? To have somebody who doesn't belong?
No, it was to have more than one girl on the team.
Oh, I guess, yeah, sure.
The original Justice League lineup is a fucking sausage fest.
Yeah, I guess so, but also, I don't know. I just didn't think about that we would really need to balance the gender ratio.
The point I'm trying to make here is like that you have this static team lineup that, you know, you have episodes where like certain team members are off, you know, they don't show up. But other than that, you know, and like very occasional guest episodes where you'll get somebody like Aquaman or Doctor Fate.
Okay.
But other than that, you know, it's a static team lineup.
Hey,
You don't have any. You don't have any like screwballs coming in like Captain Atom or Hawk and Dove, who are like
Hawk
right
and
away,
Dove?
like right away, like the first episode of Justice League Unlimited has the active team of Green Lantern, Green Arrow,
Green Arrow, that's who I would have guessed as well.
yeah, Supergirl, and Captain Atom, and that was the 4 that were sent out on the mission in the first episode of Justice League Unlimited. And like that's a weird team.
Yeah, it is kind of a weird team. That's kind of like the Teen Titans almost. You know what I mean? You've got like the junior versions of. You got Supergirl. Whatever, man. My metaphor doesn't need to make sense. Can I talk about my month now?
Yes, absolutely. Please talk about your month.
It was shit. It sucked. I'm just kidding. It was fine. It was normal. But like, fuck, man. I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. I'm just like working and sleeping.
On like an existential level?
Yes, exactly. I don't know what I'm even doing anymore. I'm just working and sleeping and then going out to the bar and seeing my friends and drinking until I need to go home and sleep again and then waking up and working. I'm not doing anything else. I'm not even playing video games anymore, Chris. What has my life become? I wasn't even excited to read the new JoJo chapter when it came out. It took me until 15 minutes before this podcast began to even read it. Like, who am I? What have I become? What's happening? I've lost all my anchors, my tethers to my previous mortal self.
Did you kill your evil counterpart recently? Is that why you're like this?
No, I don't know. You know how I've been heartbroken over some girl that I was dating for like 6 months? Well, I went out and I got laid again, and I'm just feeling empty inside. I just don't even know what to do with myself.
I guess that could do it too. Not that I have any experience in that area.
No, but just like, you know, when you betray your own emotions, when you're like, I'm not feeling it, but then you go through with it anyway, that has consequences. Anyway. We just said anyway at the exact same time on my recording. That was so good. JoJo? Yeah, please. I mean, I don't even have anything to talk about. I just read this chapter. I haven't had days to percolate about it like I should. I don't know, man. I've been bringing the Nintendo Wii to the office a lot. We've been playing Wii bowling in our downtime at work. I've been, you know... I don't know. I just wake up and I go to work, and then I go to the bar and I hang out, and then I come home and I go to sleep, and I wake up and I go to work. I want to be honest about what my life is like, because I want to look back on these podcasts in 50 years like, Jesus, how was Zach doing in his early 20s, in his mid-20s now? You know, like, I'm going to be 105, like, man, that kid.
We can isolate the exact month where it was all downhill from here.
No, but in my memories, it's just going to be, man, good times. You know, I was young and I was having fun. But then I'll go back and I'll listen to the podcast and I'll be like, damn, this dude was falling apart at the seams. He was a frayed end of a wire, actually. Anyway, I don't know. I've been fine. Who cares? I've stopped watching all the TV shows I was watching, like my Adventure Time rewatch. That's over. I haven't picked that back up. I've stopped watching Always Sunny in Philadelphia. That stopped when I got broken up with months ago, and I just never picked that back up.
I've been falling behind in the stuff I need to watch as well. I've got like 6 episodes of the Super Sentai, the current Super Sentai series that I haven't actually gotten to watch.
I've kind of just been, you know, that state of like when you're in like self-care mode, when you're like, I don't want to experience any new shit. I just need to go rewatch YouTube video essays from like years ago. You know what I mean? Like when somebody you like puts out a thing and you get that urge to go rewatch all their old shit that you like that's good. Like it's been long enough where you've forgotten half of it, but you know it'll be good. So that's what I'm doing. I'm not engaging in any new shit. I'm just like going for old shit.
Well, you know what? If you have time today, stick around at the end of this podcast and we'll like stay on the call and I'll introduce you to something new that maybe you'll find enjoyable.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'm down for that. Wait, did I talk about Tally Hall at all last month?
Tally Hall?
Tally Hall. This is a band I'm hyper obsessed with. They're my new hyperfixation. Everyone go out and listen to Tally Hall. They're a band that was formed in 2002. They released 2 albums in 2005 and 2011, and that's it. All the 5 members scattered to the 4 winds, and they are amazing, and I love them, and there's no one else who sounds quite like them, and it's just like these guys deserved to be an OK Go or a Vampire Weekend, you know, like some kind of like cool, quirky alternative act in the 2010s, but they just never got their shot. And it's just like they're all so interesting, and they had a show, they had a web show called the Tally Hall Internet Show, THIS. And you know, there's tons of band lore, and there's tons of behind the scenes footage because this guy Bora Karaja that was with them on the tours like documented everything. And, you know, you can go watch the Bora logs, and then you can go listen to all 5 members after the band broke up. They all have their individual solo projects, and some of them collab together afterwards. Like, oh, the guy with the red tie and the blue tie worked together on this song. All 5 members of Tally Hall wear black slacks, a white dress shirt, and a different color of tie. Rob is yellow tie, Zubin is blue tie, Andrew is green, Ross is gray, and, oh shit, I just broke a ketchup packet that I was fiddling with in my hands. Now there's ketchup all over me. Man, the ADHD is really hitting. Anyway, whatever. They've all got different colored ties, and their music is fucking weird, and they've got great band lore, and there's a million things to learn. And if you're looking for a hyperfixation, a new weird-ass band that no one's ever heard of to be obsessed with, cannot recommend Tally Hall enough. When I got broken up with a couple months ago, I was like, all right, I need all new music. I don't want to listen to any of my old shit anymore. So Tally Hall has been my refuge point. This is like all new, and I can just like think about that, and it doesn't remind me of anything. You know, the music isn't associated with any previous memories. So I'm just like, I'm in my own new zone of music, and I've been really enjoying it. So check out Tally Hall. A couple choice songs from them to listen to. I would say definitely Ruler of Everything. That one was a meme song a couple years ago. That got a lot of people into them. Check out Ruler of Everything. The Bidding, for sure. Definitely The Bidding. I don't know, maybe Good Day or Greener, but absolutely Welcome to Tally Hall and the song And by Tally Hall, which is just an ampersand. So those are my recommendations. Everyone go listen to Tally Hall.
It's the Andy character, because this Citadel wouldn't be complete without Rick's Andy Morty's.
Oh my god, yeah, him! Ampersand guy, I forgot. Fuck. That's like 5 Citadel episodes ago. The Citadel doesn't even exist anymore.
I hope Andy got out okay.
He most certainly did not. In fact, I would bet you dollars to donuts that they animated somewhere in the background of like all the dead Ricks and Mortys floating in space after the Citadel gets destroyed. I would bet you they put Andy somewhere in there.
Damn.
Anyways, everyone go listen to Tally Hall. Stop playing video games and go out there and become a regular at your local dive bar. Or don't. I'm not your dad. Oh, dude, I developed an eating disorder for a little while there. I think I'm done with it now.
Jesus.
But I was like eating 1 or 0 meals a day for a while. Like I would just suddenly notice, oh, I haven't eaten in 24 hours. That's weird. I guess I just let that happen without noticing. I lost 7 pounds, and then I just gained it all back. So we're back to normal now.
That's really alarming, Zach.
It's okay. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Everything's
Like,
cool.
I just forgot to eat.
Yeah, it was kind of cool. It was a weird moment where like I suddenly understood anorexic girls and stuff because I stood on the scale and I saw I was 7 pounds lighter, and some dark impulse in me said, "Let's push that lower. Keep not eating." And I was like, "Whoa! What voice said that?" It was crazy. It was like one of my Disco Elysium stats was speaking to me.
Do you remember the shitty Stephen King movie Thinner?
No.
Based on the shitty Stephen King book Thinner?
No. But Stephen King did a lot of cocaine and wrote a lot of books, so I can't really blame him for whatever he came up with. Anyway, but some dark voice in my head whispered, "Push that number lower. Keep not eating. Let's see what happens." And I was like, okay.
When you see your weight on the scale go down, and the voice in the back of your head says, "We can min-max this shit."
Yes, we can, dude. It literally activated like my speedrunner brain. Like, well, how can I get the max out of this? It was funny and it was a little scary, but I was like, considering doing something girly, like developing an eating disorder. Anyway, so there's that. Tally Hall.
There should be a Locacacast drinking game every time we're about to start doing the chapter, and we say anyway, and then we go on to another tangent.
Yeah, but like this is honestly like this is my like therapy. Like I'm confessing my sins to the priest.
No,
like I'm in confession.
I'm just pointing out we have this tendency to like.
Well, like right as the priest starts to bless you, he's like, "It's okay, my child. Your sins are forgiven in the name of the Father." And you're like, "I also slept with my husband's brother." Like, and he's like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! I can't bless you yet. Now we need to talk about that." It's great. Anyway,
that also relates strongly to like the current season of Rick and Morty, where it's like basically this is the therapy season.
Yeah, no, dude. The analyzed piss from last year leading into the therapy season this year. Also, Susan Sarandon just got blacklisted. Like, her agency dropped her for not being pro-Israel and for saying Palestinians should not be genocided.
Damn.
For calling it a genocide, which, for the record, is what it is.
Yeah.
By all definitions, meets the criteria. Anyway, for calling it that, she was dropped from her agency.
I hope I never have to work in Hollywood.
Yeah, I hope I never have to deal with that. But also, like, they just recast Rick and Morty. Please don't tell me they're going to recast the therapist and not make it be Susan Sarandon anymore. Her voice is kind of iconic now as the therapist character. Also, I love how people complained about the therapist character in season 3. They were like, wow, this sucks, like you're just gonna take away all the mystique of Rick's character and just like explain to the audience what it's supposed to be. But the writers seem to have been like, fuck you, and like doubled, tripled down on that therapist character and on the therapy angle, which I really, really like. I'm glad they did that. But
we're not here to talk about Rick and Morty. This isn't the fuck. I don't have a podcast name for that queued up and ready to go.
Rick's D Minutes. No, wait, that was the name of the episode. That was the name of an episode.
No. Anyway,
we're not here to talk about rigor mortis, and we're not here to talk about all the goofy shit I did.
Take a shot, because I just said anyway, and I said it again.
Anyway. We're not here to talk about rigor mortis, and we're not here to talk about all the goofy shit I did in the month, or shit I didn't do, such as eating the right amount of food every day. We are here to talk about the JOJOLands, chapter number 9. Chapter 9 of part 9.
The chapter you forgot to read until
Yep.
until right before we started.
Definitely. Also, we.
But this is good. We can get your freshest takes.
This is as fresh as it gets. And I gotta say,
right off the vine.
I was not blown away by this chapter. I was not amazed by it.
Oh,
I was
no.
not extremely excited. I was like, okay, all right. That was kind of my reaction. So.
Oh, I'm sorry. We both thought that, like, I thought you had more to go.
No, I just wasn't sure what to say next.
You probably thought that, like, I would have a response.
Yeah, but also I realized, like, I could talk more about my feelings on the chapter, but let's just do that when we get to the places.
See, the problem is we're too similar. We have the pauses at the same time.
I think also we've been doing this for long enough now. We've, like, adopted each other's rhythm of pausing. See,
like that.
See? Anyway, so...
And we came back at exactly the same time.
Yeah. It's incredible, our synergy. We're very in sync.
If only we could use these powers for good.
Oh, God. It's like the two kids in Mob Psycho who have telepathy with each other, but they can only, like... If, like, they're choosing between a circle and a square, one can beam square to the other, but they can't, like, transmit complex messages. So it's useless telepathy. Anyway, the missing luxury watch. Its location only the lava rock knows. The newest Voltoom.
Yep.
The newest Voltoom. On sale December 19th. Okay, we got Dragona on the front, and then immediately I have a huge problem. That's not what their mom looks like. It's just not. That's just not true. That's not what Barbara Ann Joestar is supposed to look like.
Is this the fastest turnaround to a new design?
Yeah, I think fucking so, because this shit is not what she's supposed to look like.
Because Mitsuba looked normal for like multiple chapters before.
I mean, Mitsuba wasn't drawn that many times before the redesign happened, you know? Also, going back to chapter 1 right now to go find the first illustration of Barbara Ann Joestar, Dragona in the bikini and then, like, wearing black now looks so weird to me because Dragona has been wearing that one sort of, like, white outfit this whole time. So, Barbara Ann.
But it's like, I feel like Araki does this sometimes where, like, you know, he'll have a character that's, you know, has like some background significance, but doesn't show up a whole lot, so he won't bother making them weird like a JoJo character should be. But then, like, he finds he needs to bring them back into the story, and he makes them weirder.
Right. He decides that in order for them to... He's like, I want to use this character, but then in drawing them, he's like, nah, that's way too boring. That's way too ordinary. I need it to be weirder. Okay. Let me just... Because I'm going to send you the picture of their mother, Barbara Ann Joestar. Where's the JOJOLands? JOJOLands. Oh, there it is. Boom. Here you go. So she's right at the bottom there. Now this gives me the impression that her hair is dark. Oh, yeah, no. And then the whole entire next page as well. And also this design is like more expressive to me than the one we have now.
And like also the fact that like she kept the polka dot motif is like, you know, he knew how she looked.
Yeah. So like, what the hell is this? Why has she got bleached blonde hair now? This is not what she looked like, and this is not. I don't know.
Her hair, unless it's just the weird angles.
I think I'm getting pretty sick of Araki. I think I am. His idiosyncrasies are no longer charming to me. They're just like, oh god, this again?
That's it, folks. It was a good run.
It was a good run, but I think I'm getting a little sick of him. His stupid little things he does are like getting on my nerves now.
I think what he needs is just to like, write something that's not JoJo for a bit.
I don't know. Do you really think that's going to result in any different of a product? Like, he can't write things that aren't JoJo.
Probably not. No.
You know what I mean? Even when he
Honestly,
tries, it still comes out really JoJo-y.
I don't know. At this point, I'm willing to try anything. We both know our thoughts on part 8.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's what he does best is, like, gesture vaguely at stuff. You know what I mean? Like, he creates intrigue. He's not great at paying it off.
Part
Man.
8 part 8 felt like legitimately the first time I think in JoJo where he didn't know where the part was going.
Right. Not even, like... Well, I mean, that may have happened before, like, look at part 4, but it didn't feel to us like this is obviously slapdash. He didn't know what he was doing.
Part 4 though had like, it had like distinctive like arcs to it, or not arcs, like chapters. Like you had like acts.
Yeah.
That's probably a better word for it. Where like you had the first act, which was like Araki was trying like slice of life JoJo. How does this like how do people respond to this, right?
Uh-huh.
And then like after that we get into Act 2, which is more like your standard JoJo adventure.
I would even say that there's sort of like a I feel like there's more acts than that, but I feel like that's just going to distract us to try and nail that down. But also, if I separate it into too many acts, then that's just arcs.
Yeah, that's why I chose to not say arcs, because like, that's just confusing. Anyway, my point is like, it's always felt like before part 8 he had a plan, like he knew how the part was going to end and how we get there and like how it starts, right?
Yeah. I still
Maybe
think
not in that order.
Mitsuba should have redirected the falling plane door with Awaken 3 Leaves. We literally know the stand could have done that. That's not a stretch at all to suggest that that's possible.
Well,
Like,
I mean, that's not the first time that a character has forgotten what their stand does. Josuke.
man, I don't even... We can't just focus on the negatives, because, like, I don't even want to do this podcast anymore. Let's just turn this shit off.
Fuck this.
Fuck this. All right.
Uh,
So he's calling his mom on the goddamn telephone. And I don't know why it gave me such whiplash, this line. I tried calling Dragona, but he didn't pick up. I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. But then I forget, everyone so far... Not a single person has she heard Dragona this whole time. It has been only Big Bro this and Big Bro that. It's just that I am calling Dragona she. I'm using those pronouns.
Well, it's not even just that, but like up until this point, we haven't really seen anybody using pronouns to address Dragona at
Everyone's
all.
just been calling them Dragona, just by their name. I mean, it's been pretty, but also you gotta remember, like, maybe this is a conscious choice, because this is Dragona and Jodio's mom, you know? Like, this person remembers having 2 baby boys, so it's possible that they're just he-hemming Dragona out of habit, you know, and they're just not, made any sort of adjustment on that. But also...
If that's all it was, though, like, I mean, like Jodio calling Dragona Aniki,
yeah,
which I assume is what the original Japanese was.
maybe so.
That he's younger, closer to her age, or their age, I guess. I should
See, we have no idea what to say, though.
I should be using gender neutral.
We could.
I don't know. I don't know the character's gender.
Neither do I. Unclear. It's crazy. It's extremely unclear. But here's the thing. Is this one of those situations where, they're trying to do a portrayal of like a trans woman, but it's just that they're not doing it right? Or is this just someone with a really eccentric gender identity, someone with a really unusual way of presenting themselves? You know what I mean?
I believe like when we talked about the very first chapter of JOJOLands, we brought up like this particular subgenre of transgender person, and the name escapes me. Is it Mahu?
Oh, it was a Hawaiian thing. Yeah.
Yeah, Mahu.
Right.
Hello.
Okay.
How am I sounding now?
You're all right for now. You're all right for now. It just the connection could just take a dip and we're back to it. So I'm like scared. Anyway.
Okay.
So the Mahu thing, I'm not sure what to say.
I was trying to read off the Wikipedia definition of Mahu, but I don't care anymore. I've done this 3 times now. I'm past it. Read the dictionary, the Wikipedia definition of Mahu yourself, or I'll put it up on the screen, I guess.
Right. Go figure it out yourself, nerd, if you care that much. But like,
anyway,
it's a whole thing until Dragona themselves in the story either says, "Hey, stop calling me that. Use the other term," or is like, "I don't actually care," then we have no idea what to say. Because it all comes down to how Dragona themselves wants to be treated and referred to and identified. But until we get direct either word of God author word on it or word from the horse's mouth, the character literally saying, "This is what I want," then we have no fucking clue how to regard them. So I don't know if their mom referring to them as he is like an act of ignorance, or just not caring, or actually the correct thing to say. I have no fucking idea. But this is going to bog us down all day if we don't get past it. So let's just get past it. Jodio's on the phone with his mom, and he's like, "Yo, big bro's shopping." His phone's on airplane mode. And then she apparently knows Paco and is like regarding him as like the troublemaker kid that you don't really want hanging around your nice little boys. But little does she know her kids are like drug dealers. What do we want to eat for dinner tonight? And then she says chicken burritos.
This is also a bit of like Breaking Bad adjacent reference.
Oh man, Walter on the phone with Skyler.
Well, it's like no, it's Skyler going to confront Jesse. "Hey, stop selling weed to my husband."
Huh.
Not knowing that her husband is a meth cook.
I was kind of thinking of this is the same vibes as Walter when he has to get on the phone with Skyler and be like, "Yeah, I'm just being held late at the car wash." You know what I mean? And Skyler's like cutting vegetables, like making dinner.
Yeah, but by that point, wasn't she actually like aware of what season was that?
Well, I'm thinking of 2 specific scenes. I'm thinking of very early in season 1 where he's lying about being at the car wash, and then I'm thinking of much later. I think in the last episode, or the second to last, or the third to last, where it opens with a flashback to like the first time they ever cooked, and Walt is on the phone with his wife, and they choose the name Holly.
Right. Okay.
I was thinking of those 2 bits, like the season 1 Walt lie and the flashback to the season 1 Walt lie. Because like later, his lies are like so much more half-hearted and they fall so much more on deaf ears. Like she doesn't even care to hear them.
I'm just like specifically in the in the context of she believes this person to be the corrupting influence, whilst being ignorant of
that the real corruptor is within the house. Okay, now I understand your comparison.
Yes.
That's brilliant, actually. The call is coming from inside the house, Skyler. This is not Jesse's doing. This is Walt's doing. That's funny. That's really good. I did not think of it that way.
Well, this is the Iraqi hasn't seen Breaking Bad arc of JoJo.
But I mean, hasn't he?
No, I'm being facetious.
No, like, what do you mean? Of course I haven't seen Breaking Bad. You mean it like that?
When I say he hasn't seen Breaking Bad, I mean he hasn't seen Breaking Bad.
All right, so the thing about the chicken burritos, it's immediately like, oh shit, we just got chicken burritos. Paco just got them for us. And this is crazy because now I'm reading this for the second time. I'm going to like reread it with the knowledge that this is a fake Paco. Because like at the end of the chapter, it is revealed that the Paco that he's been standing back to back with this whole time, who got the chicken burritos that turned out to be dead cat heads, is actually an imposter and is not actually Paco. The real Paco comes back with some fucking, they said there's no chicken burritos. We got some abalones.
Paco was in electrical the whole time.
He was in electrical. The imposter was right behind you, JoJo. You're not so good at Among Us, are you, buddy? Anyway, so the imposter decloaks and kills JoJo, slicing his fucking jugular, which is terrifying, and the chapter ends there. But we're flashing forward to the end because now I want to reread this scene of JoJo and Paco with the knowledge that this is a fake Paco the whole time. And I mean, let's go back a chapter. This has been fake Paco.
This guy is a damn good Among Us player.
Yeah,
I mean, he's completely nailing the portrayal.
Since when did this guy? Since then, was this guy a fake Paco? We need to pull the car close by. Right. How about we chow down on some chicken burritos over there while we wait? You want one? Yes, I'd love one. Right.
Wait, was he the one who actually brought the bag over?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Paco, last chapter, the last time he was seen with JoJo is when he said, "How about some chicken burritos?" And JoJo was like, "Yes, sounds delicious." So then, a Paco comes back and says, "The chickens they raise on the island of Hawaii are so tasty because they raise them high up in the mountains. They need corn in the tortillas when they make them. There's an empty parking space right over there. You better be close, so maybe we should move the car." After all, then JoJo picks up the bag, and there's dead cat heads in it. He looks around and starts hyperventilating. This is last chapter. This is a warning. Da-da-da-da-da. And then JoJo is freaking out about it. Paco opens the bag with the cat heads and freaks out as well. They end the chapter standing next to each other, freaking out about the dead cat heads. We cut back to them in this chapter, also standing next to each other, freaking out about the package full of dead cat heads. And then the one who's standing next to him is revealed to be the imposter.
He opens the bag of dead cat heads that he put into the bag with shock and disgust.
I know!
Much like Eric Andre wondering who killed Hannibal.
Who killed Hannibal? Exactly, dude! Like, he fucking did this and then is pretending to be scared with JoJo. This is insane. So, which one of these folks did you get it from? This is a nice double-page spread. I really like the mall shots and the people in the background. It's got a nice vibe. I'm really enjoying the JoJo part being set in Hawaii. That's fun. I've been to Hawaii once long ago. With my mom's 40th birthday. We went. It was cool. So this is neat to me. But then, like, JoJo and Paco are talking about the package. Which one handed the package to you? It couldn't have been that clerk. Da-da-da-da-da. This sort of move. So then I'm looking at this scene now, realizing that this is imposter Paco saying all of this. And it's like all of his, like, you know, the normal, like, JoJo character guessing at correct information thing. Like, that is happening. But the reason Paco is able to do it is because he's, like, seeding that correct information. He already knows. He's like, this is the mafia or something. They might be, like, making a threat here, indicating their own personal code to us. They're making it clear they have no interest in societal values by showing that despite being the cat's owner, they don't have the least bit of love for them. Or something like that. Like, that's what he's doing. He's just saying his exact own villainous motivation, but saying it as though he's Paco guessing at it. This is insane. So it's imposter Paco the whole time. You think the lava rock belonged to this person to begin with?
How many have we gotten? Because like other than this and Rubber Soul, have we gotten like a stand user that pretends to be an ally at all?
Yeah, yes. Do you remember when Enrico Pucci showed up dressed as Weather Report, or like camouflaging himself as Weather Report
Oh,
in part six?
yeah, vaguely. That was, yeah. Part six had a lot of like weird shit that Poochie did.
Yeah. Oh, holy shit! I don't know why my computer just popped up. AZ-202, Arizona, the 202 highway. There's an accident. There's like a car on fire. I don't know why it just popped up. My computer just
Yep.
alerted me. Like, I'm not driving. I'm not gonna drive on the 202, but it just said there's a car on fire.
Thought you might want to know.
I did. I legit did want to know, though. Because if I'm going to Palo Verde later, I'm going to need to drive on the 202. But it's 5 p.m., and that will be hours from now. So I'm sure that car won't be on fire anymore by the time it's time for me to drive
God,
by it.
I hope not.
I hope not. Sorry, what were you saying a moment ago?
About oh right, about like no this because like Araki has stand concepts that he likes to come back to, like every stand, like every part almost, there's like a stand that that shrinks people down.
Mm-hmm.
There's a
Hey,
stand that
didn't Hot Pants use the flesh spray to disguise Diego as one of the Valentines?
yes, that as well, yes, that yeah, thank you. He does the disguise stand. He always has like a gravity stand in there
Yeah.
somewhere.
Or some kind of gravitational pull, or some kind of like magnetics or something. He likes the idea of an invisible pulling or pushing force. And
But it's
there's
like
ideas that he's infatuated with that he keeps coming back to, and I like it.
this is just another like you know like 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 this was a good idea. Let's reuse this again. This has some mileage on it.
Right. We didn't get enough juice out of this orange the first time we squeezed it, you know what I'm saying? We can get more juice. So Paco is saying all this shit, and then he says, "You think that lava rock belonged to this person to begin with?" But that doesn't make sense because, like, does it? Because then JoJo starts doing his own sort of guessing on the next page, and he's like, "That lava rock, it never belonged to this person. Rohan Sensei just found it, and he was figuring it out." So I don't know why Paco seeded that, but JoJo mentions there's a map with an X on it, which I want to come back and talk about more later. But on the iPad next to the pool, there was a map with an X on it. What do we do here, JoJo? This is messed up. We're talking about... Okay, so then this is Paco, Imposter Paco, operating as like the perfect double agent. Because he's like, JoJo, if we don't give this person the lava rock, then we're going to get killed. All we need is the diamond, right? Nothing else. As long as you bring that back, we're okay. The lava rock is just something that we happen to get involved with along the way. It's too much for us to handle at this point. We should just give it back. JoJo says, you think so? And then this is really cool. He's starting to give me some real Giorno vibes right here. Where Giorno, in like a tense situation where everyone else is panicking, he would be the one who's like ultra cool under pressure and ultra ruthless.
Yeah.
And he would propose like a violent but effective option. He would think outside the box. You know, Paco, you should really make up your mind. There come times when if you don't make a clear choice one way or another, you can't move forward. At first, the lava rock, Rohan Sensei was investigating it. He didn't know what he had when we met him. He was still figuring it out. This person was watching Rohan Sensei try to figure out what the lava rock does, so it ain't their rock. They expect us to give it back to them. Get real. And also, I promised Rohan Sensei that if we couldn't get on the plane, then I'd crush the lava rock and throw it into the sea. Those words hold the same weight for them. I'm sure they don't want to lose it. Now that makes a lot of sense to me, because if this is a character or a group of characters that has been able to closely observe them in secret, they definitely heard him say that shit. So they know that they need to pursue him secretly, because if they pursue him out and out, he's going to crush the lava rock and throw it into the sea. Or at least he said he would. So they need to pursue him secretly. They need to do all sorts of like weird secret agent, imposter, face mask shit, you know?
Oh man, I was just thinking, because like last month Casey made a prediction about this chapter.
Oh yeah, Casey couldn't be with us here this month.
Yeah.
We wanted to do the podcast today, and it couldn't fit into Casey's schedule. We'll probably have Casey back on a future episode, but we did get some choice words about how Casey felt about the podcast that we can refer to. We can have him on in spirit.
We can. want to circle back to that because, like, I want to talk about this. Casey had this prediction last episode that they'd use the Mata Kudasai.
That was my prediction.
Oh, that was your prediction.
That was mine.
Sorry, my bad.
It's okay.
That was your prediction. But now I'm thinking, like, what if they use the Mate Kudasai to clone the lava rock, right?
Ooh.
Then they give them the decoy lava rock.
You know, it's funny. That kind of reminds me of you remember when Giorno clones the turtle that has the stand in its back? It uses the cells from the turtle, and it grows like an identical turtle, also with the same stand in its back. And people are like, "How the fuck is that possible if stands aren't genetically inherited?" But that makes me think of this ability. Like, does the Mate Kudasai also clone the ability of the lava rock? Is it a perfect copy? Is it an imperfect copy?
We know it's not a perfect copy. Because,
but was that by choice? Like Crazy Diamond fixing things imperfectly is a choice.
Good question, because we've seen a net that works like a net, but we've also seen a camera that doesn't work exactly like a camera. So
yeah.
I imagine because this chapter they explain what a lot of what the lava rock does. I imagine that's probably something that's too complicated for the Mate Kudasai to correctly emulate.
Probably. It'd be neat to see them try, though. It would be neat to see them try. So, okay, so right here is when we really start getting the first inkling of this is an imposter, Paco. When he says, "Man, hold on. Are you saying you're not going to hand the lava rock over?" If we do, they'll take the diamond also. It's not like they just leave us alone after. If this is really the Mafia, you can bet they won't be leaving any witnesses. We wouldn't make it home. The position we're in right now, we're not just some mangy burglars or smugglers. Which is an interesting line, because yes, you are. That's exactly what you are. You are literally mangy burglars and smugglers. You are like thinking that you're more than that because you've stumbled across an opportunity for big money. Supernaturally big. But you are literally just some mangy burglars and smugglers. Like, is there any way that you could say that they're anything other than that? They have no objective beyond money. Like, these guys don't have any morals, any moral cause that they're fighting for, any greater good, you know? They literally just want money. You are in fact burglars and smugglers. You know, this is the least honorable Joestar crew I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Anyway. We need to make up our minds about this or we can't move forward, Paco. Next page. You know, this artist, Shibe Rohan, did this. I don't know much about him, but this is hand-drawn with ink.
But I think the interpretation isn't about the morality of what they're doing. It's about it's like in Die Hard where Holly says to Hans, "After all this, you're nothing but a common thief," and he says, "I am an exceptional thief." Right?
Yeah, but these guys aren't Hans Gruber. They're not efficient and effective and well thought out. They're mangy.
No, but they do have a supernatural advantage.
Yeah. Oh my god, wait, is that what they mean? We're not just average criminals. We're criminals with superpowers. We need to make up our minds about this. What do you mean about this? About what? About using our superpowers on people? Is that what we're talking about? We need to make up our minds and decide okay.
No, I think it has to do with the lava rock and the supernatural properties of the lava rock, right? Which they currently have as their advantage.
Okay. All right.
The guys who are after them want the lava rock, but right now it's in their possession and they need to make the most of that.
Okay. All right. I see. Because I was like, we're getting more evil by the second. We need to make up our minds. We need to decide we're okay with hurting innocent people. Even more than we already have been. All right. Next page, we've got everything being taken out of Usagi and Dragona's pockets in order to like fully check their whole inventory. And Usagi's got a bunch of goofy shit in his backpack.
Gotta lay out the contents of the attaché case.
Oh yeah, I mean he's perfectly got it all RE4'd inside of there. And we're back.
So while you were gone, I was looking at this page. Is it just me, or does Pink Dark Boy look a little like Echo Zack 3 here? Like the face.
Oh no, it for sure does. But I think that's just because they both got like that part 4 stand face. You know what I mean? Like Highway Star has that same kind of eyeballs and the same like teardrops coming down on the cheeks thing, I think.
Okay.
Highway Star has got the eyeballs that look like car headlights was like a big thing in parts 4 and 5 for the stand designs.
Cause like if I remember correctly, like Pink Dark Boy and Heaven's Door by extension used to be drawn more like with a normal face.
Oh, okay.
Back
Wait,
in part 4.
hang on, because let me look this up then. I may be wrong. Pink Dark Boy. Wait, why did I look that up? I should have looked up Heaven's Door. Okay, no, because I can see... Oh, fuck it, this is JoJo's Bizarre Wiki. Here, there we go, the JoJo Wiki, yeah. Okay, no, so Pink Dark Boy has always had the sort of teardrop lines on his cheeks below his eyeballs.
Maybe I'm misremembering that.
No, but the exact eyes... I think they did used to be human looking.
Human eyes.
I think you're right. Give me a second. I'm doing some research. No. Hang on. See, I'm looking for the wrong thing. I looked up Pink Dark Boy. I needed to look for Heaven's Door. Yeah, no, you're right. It used to have normal looking like human eyes. I wonder why it has the car headlight eyeballs in this one. Should we like restart Discord, or like should you restart your internet connection or something? I mean, not your internet connection. Don't go to the router and fucking be that asshole. But I mean,
happening?
Like, it hasn't yet. But I feel like every time we disconnect and reconnect, it's just a matter of minutes before it starts again.
Let's see how it goes this time, and then like the next time it happens, we'll just I'll just go over and reset the router, because like it's like 10 feet away from me. It's no big deal.
Okay, all right. Well, hey, dude, if it's 10 feet away from you, invest in a Ethernet cable, because if you don't have to run it across multiple rooms in your house, you're always going to get.
I haven't. There is an Ethernet cable, but like it's running to another computer right now, and like it's on the other side of the room, and it's like woven in between the furniture, right?
So it would just
like,
be a big
pain
pain.
in the ass to extract.
Is there another Ethernet port on the back?
On the router?
Yeah.
Probably, but like there isn't another cable here that I can hook in right now.
All right. Well, no rush. I'm not telling you to drop everything and go to Best Buy right now, but consider getting a second cable. Is this where you always use the computer in your house, or are you just there now because it's like podcast time and you need a good connection?
No, this is always where I use the computer, because like I'm on my laptop that's wired into a external monitor because the screen doesn't work, so it's like it has to be here. So
all right, that makes sense to me. I was working with a laptop whose monitor didn't work for years, and I had to it was on life support. Like the battery didn't hold the charge anymore, and the monitor didn't work. So I just set it to not go to sleep when I closed the lid, and I just had the computer monitor on top of the closed laptop with an external mouse and keyboard.
Yeah, that's the setup I'm working with right now.
Oh man, yeah, no, that's brutal. That's tough. I've been there, buddy. I really have. That was the computer I was working with for years.
We are the same guy.
Yeah, in a lot of ways.
Universes.
Dude, and then at Christmas of 2015, so basically since 2016, I've had my own computer. I built my own computer. I ordered all the parts. It was a Christmas present to myself. I had a job for the first time, and I was like, fuck it. I am going to spend some money, and I'm going to get myself these computer parts, and I'm going to build this fucking thing. And I built it, and it was good, and I've put it in a new case with a new motherboard and a new graphics card and more RAM and more hard drives and shit since then. But the processor is still the same. So my computer is actually shit and totally bottlenecked by its fucking 2015 NAS processor that it still has. And I just need to get a new one. But that costs money. Anyway.
Yeah, the primary restriction for me right now is like, I don't feel like moving everything over from one computer to the next.
Yeah, that's a big task. I mean,
Anyway.
I pretty much started from scratch with this computer. Like, I don't have a lot of that old crap, you know? Like, I had an external drive, and I transferred everything that I could think to do to that. But then, like, that laptop wasn't even my first computer. Like, I had computers before that I made, like, Mega Man Sprite comics on that is just, like, lost to time now. Like, I'm just never going to see any of that again. Those computers are long gone. So I have a little bit of stuff from that laptop Zach era, but this computer, this life of computerdom, you know, the previous lives didn't really matter. This one is the only one that really matters. This is when I started creating stuff. This is like when Mashup Zach was born. That was on this computer.
And it's like you're talking to a guy who's like, oh man, I wish I could use a better browser. But like all my stuff is on the old browser.
Yeah.
And then, like, I heard about Opera GX.
I want to move to Opera GX so bad, but I'm fucking stuck on Google Chrome.
You can just fucking import everything from Google Chrome. It's easy. It's like one button.
Even my passwords?
Even your passwords.
Really?
Yes,
okay, because I'm going to switch today then.
That's why I moved to Opera GX.
Because literally I was like, okay, because Luke, my younger brother, he's so savvy. Like, I once upon a time he needed my help installing things, and now he's better at computers than me. It's crazy. He switched to Opera GX, and I said to him, yeah, I wanted to switch, but I have to transfer all my crap. And he's like, oh no, it's really easy. But I like didn't believe him. I didn't think that included passwords. Because my password autofill, like, that's what's really got me chained up. Like, my bookmarks and my history and shit, whatever. But my password autofill is really what's got me handcuffed to Google Chrome.
I'm not sure it's a perfect, like one-to-one move over with the passwords. I would say, like, you know, just find out which passwords, if it misses any passwords, just, like, you can put those in manually.
Yeah.
But
I'll keep Google Chrome around as just a look at my old passwords device.
It's I've wanted to switch to something better for like the longest time, but like I never had the impetus until I realized, oh, it's just one button. I press one button and everything is the same as it ever was.
Same as it ever was. Oh, Jinx! We are the same guy! I told you! Well, you told me. Well, does it matter? Because we're the same guy! Hey, so it looks like, because I'm looking at Heaven's Door, it looks like there's actually a pretty, it's pretty random whether he gets the human eyes nowadays or the car headlight eyes. Like in the one-shots, like in Rohan at the Louvre, in Hot Summer Martha, in this image, which I actually don't know where it's from, he has those sort of car headlight-looking eyes. So I think that might be how he draws them today. How he draws Pink Dark Boy. But, like, whenever they show Pink Dark Boy in the anime, they always give him the human eyes. So, you know, I don't know.
Okay, well,
in All-Star Battle, he's got the human eyes. In
I was just wondering if there was the possibility that, like, for like a little bit of fan canon that Koichi's Act 3 looks like that because he's a big fan of Pink Dark Boy.
Oh man, that would have been cool. That is a cool idea. I don't know. I can't find anymore, but it seems like in the recent Rohan manga one-shots, he has had this sort of like part 4 eyes, which is weird because he started out with normal human eyes and he kind of changed it at some point.
Alright, well.
Quite strange. Anyways, Bloody bloody blah. This is
Playing a little
hand-drawn.
bit of Resident Evil 4 here.
Yes, we've got the attaché case. Have you ever played Resident Evil 4 on the Wii?
No.
Have we talked about this before? It's the best fucking version.
Well...
IR aiming is
I'll
actually
have to take
superior to mouse and keyboard and controller and gyro aiming.
I'll have to take your word for it because I haven't played Resident Evil 4 anywhere.
Oh my god! Christopher.
I've watched other people play it.
Man. Game's so goddamn good. How are you? You're missing out. You're missing out. It's really good.
Yeah.
The thing is that, like, motion controls are sick when used correctly, right? Like, we all love the feeling of, like, oh, with just, like, a flick of my wrist, I can actually make something happen in the video game. You know, when you master Wii bowling, that shit feels awesome. The bit in Zelda where, like, you do the arrow, where you, like, and you knock the arrow in your bow, and then you can sort of, like, gently tilt the controller to do, like, gentle gyro aiming. Like, the big aiming is done with the stick. The fine aiming is done with the gyro. That shit's fire. However, gyro has one problem, which is that it needs to be recalibrated if it loses its center. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have an absolute reference point in space. And so you have to, like, recenter it, and, like, that's annoying. The Wii remote, infrared aiming, IR aiming, is great because it has that sensor bar. So you always have an exact reference point in 3D space where it's supposed to be. So it's like you have your shoulder for, like, big movements, and then you have your wrist for, like, fine movements, and it's just perfect. It's just fucking fantastic. Along with playing with the nunchuck, and you've got the quick turn on the nunchuck, and you can quickly turn around and fucking just, like, blast. It's incredible. It's really good, and it sucks that that was kind of, like, phased out as gaming went on. Like, no one's interested in that anymore. It's all gyro now. That's the only motion controls we really have. So it's sad because, like, that was the best version of this concept, and we just can't have it anymore. And, yeah, I don't know. Bummer. But Resident Evil 4 on the Wii is a truly sick version of Resident Evil. And it's my favorite. It's the one I've played the most. I've played it a bunch of times now.
Okay. Well, I like how like we see that you know, Dragona's got all of this stuff laid out neatly, and then fucking Usagi pulls out 2 bottles of wine and is like, "That's all I got."
I didn't even realize. No. I think this stuff is all coming out of Usagi's backpack. Because look at the top, where remember, Usagi was the one in possession of the Pink Dark Boy drawing. And that's also illustrated coming out of the backpack. At the very top of the screen. At the very top of this page. You know this artist, Kishiro Rohan, did this.
Oh, okay.
So he's got box cutter, a ballpoint pen, bug spray, sunglasses, an antiviral mask, my phone, a driver's license, some caramel. Also, Usagi definitely is the one with the driver's license because he's old enough to drive. A charm and some eye drops. My plane ticket, my pocket tissues, a bottle of Corton Charlemagne white wine, and a 2020 Batard Montrachet. Huh?
Isn't Dragona like 19?
I don't know. Let me go back and check. I love having the whole of the entire story at my fingertips so I can just page through it instantly. Also, man, remember at the beginning when we were, like, drug dealing and there were, like, guns and shit? I was like, oh, we're in for a really different part. Not so. Not so. That doesn't seem to be a thing we're really focusing on.
Well, no, it would end up being less Breaking Bad, more Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
The other thing that Araki didn't watch.
What are the ages of everybody? I'll make he age 19. Paco Lovelantis. Age 19. Now, Paco's the oldest.
Oh.
Dragona, I think, is 17. 18, and JoJo's 15.
I have the JoJo wiki up right now.
Yeah, see, it's right here in front of me. Big Brother's name is Dragona Joestar, age 18. You're correct. It's right fucking in front of me. And then Usagi, I don't know, who cares, I guess?
I don't know, who cares, I guess.
I mean, it doesn't really matter, does it?
Not really.
No. Alright. Anyway. So, anyways, he's taking everything out of his backpack. Wine? Hey! And then he's dramatically shaking it out upside down, like, and that's it! Look, for real, that's all that's in there. The wallet and the diamond are mine. So that's what Dragona is saying. Like, all that shit is his, but the wallet and the diamond are mine. See, we ain't got no watch. Where did you hide it? And then they're searching the fucking couch. Seriously, where did it go? Did that wristwatch move?
Right there.
Like it walked by itself? But also, why was it only one of them? I touched all 4 of those luxury watches to the lava rock.
Isn't that it right there? Like in this big panel up here, like right above them.
Oh, on the wall?
Yeah.
In the little recess in the wall, a recessed cave cavity in the wall. I don't know, because shouldn't it be in this guy's shoe based on what we know from the end of the chapter? Like, why would it be up there? Because it's going to be in this guy's shoe later. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, why was it only one of them?
I forgot which one they were looking for. I'm not even sure if that's the right one.
I'm not sure either. No, it can't be, because the one it has square face. I'm pretty sure they mentioned that by name at the end of the last chapter.
That's not the right watch. Never mind.
He says the watch with the square face.
I thought this was a funny moment. Where like they're like looking for like under the couch cushions and behind the couch for the watch, and it's right above them.
Yeah. I mean, I like the idea of that, but I don't think that's what's literally being depicted here. I think that's just other watches on display.
No, that's just another watch.
So why did only one of them disappear? Why are 3 of them still on the tray? Did the same thing to all of them. So what about that one was different than the other 3? And then this guy, I want you to take careful notice of how this guy gets uglier and uglier as he gets angrier and he loses his chin. Like as he becomes more of an enemy to our protagonist, his chin goes away. In this panel where he says, unlike you carefree brats, I have a responsibility to uphold, he has kind of a chin. But then we go a little bit further and he's going to lose that chin. What did you 2 do? I'm going to notify the police. And then this is kind of fun. I really like this. This is fun. He comes in and he's like, hey, we got a flight to catch. We didn't do shit. And he starts calling the police. And then Dragona, they're like, wait, this is actually Breaking Bad again. This is the scene where Skylar is in the store when she tries to return the tiara.
I missed this when I actually read through.
I just noticed it just now. Because that's what Skylar says. She's like, I'll tell them that you illegally detained a pregnant woman in the back of your store with no AC for 45 minutes. I'm going into labor. Like, she starts making shit up. I can't believe it. There's another Breaking Bad reference. Can we get you know what we need to do? We need to get on the soundboard a boom, 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 boom. We need to get the fucking... We need to get that so we can play that when there's a Breaking Bad reference. Because I would be playing that shit right now. Anyway, all we did was sit on a couch and drink some drinks. You guys are the ones doing a crime. But this panel, yeah, we don't know shit about that. This is a great panel. Casey was right. I love these 2. Look at the little pose, the almost Killer Queen pose he's doing, actually, with his hands and the pinky and the pointer finger up. Usagi in the we don't know shit about that panel.
Yeah.
Alright, so by now you can see... Sorry, go ahead.
These characters are so great.
I'm really enjoying them. They're pretty fun so far.
These lovable little scamps.
They are. They're literally lovable little scamps. We haven't had a cast of lovable little scamps since part 5. You know what I mean? Like, part 6, Jolene and the girl gang, they weren't quite lovable little scamps. They were like criminals. You know, they were like grown-ups. Part 7...
Part 6 had, like, more of a serious tone, didn't it?
Yeah, yes.
In general?
Yeah. And then part 7, you know, Johnny and Gyro were, like, grown adults having their, like, gay Brokeback Mountain adventure thing happening. And then part 8, you know, we don't really... How old is Josuke supposed to be? I don't know. And he kind of goes to high school for a second, and so does Yasuo, but that doesn't really matter. It's a very grown-up adventure.
Joshu's almost a lovable little scamp.
Almost. I would say maybe at the beginning of things, Tsurugi is kind of a lovable little scamp. Well, I don't know. Maybe till the end. But Tsurugi by the end becomes sort of like a cinnamon roll who doesn't deserve the horrible things happening to him, you know what I mean?
I mean, a little bit, but like, isn't he also like a bit complicit in several murders?
Yeah, but like the murder of Ojiro is self-defense. Ojiro showed up to fucking make Jobin slam his own head in broken glass and kill himself.
I guess it's all right because they were all pieces of shit.
Well,
but still,
May. What's her fucking name? It's not Meryl May Key, but that's what I want to call her.
Oh no, the girl who got her head slammed in the gate.
No, the girl who touched the phone that Jobin... You know, Jobin killed Ojiro and...
Oh, Ojiro's girlfriend.
Right. What was her name? Her name was like Mako, or Maiko. Whatever. She's a fucking one-chapter character. That's like knowing the name of the guy from JOJOLands. Tauka from JOJOLands. You remember him? He confronts the head doctor with evidence that Josuke has mailed him.
I guess, but like at the same time, like I guess Tsurugi wasn't really complicit in Jobin going that far.
Yeah, but I mean, Jobin is like the one he's doing all... Sorry, Tsurugi is the one that Jobin is doing all of this for. But Tsurugi didn't ask him to do any of this, you know? It's like Tsurugi was alluded to have some sort of like greater darkness than we know. But because the story never showed us that, it now, just looking back on his character, just seems like, wow, that kid just didn't deserve any of this shit at all.
You know, the difference between this podcast and JoJoLands is when we do a flash forward, we actually follow through, and the events in the flash forward are the same. Because how could they be different?
This podcast had a flash forward? Is it when I went to the end and said that?
Yes, when you went to the end to the reveal that Paco wasn't Paco.
Yeah, we don't jerk you around on the flash forwards here, folks. We only flash forward to events that will actually transpire. How it's meant to be. Anyway, fuck, man. Let's stop talking about JoJoLands. We're getting sidetracked. We're at an hour and a half now.
We need to save that. We need to save that for the podcast where we bring on Casey. Then we can really talk about JoJoLands.
Yeah.
And talk and talk and talk.
Oh, for a long, long time. Anyway, right after the "we don't know shit about that" panel, you can already see that this motherfucker has lost his chin. Look at him. Look how Araki's drawing him now.
It's true. This man has no chin.
It's true. This man has no chin. And then, like, look at him on the next page where he says no matter what sort of trick... No chin. Araki took away his chin because he's too much of a bad guy. For real, like, a page ago, 2 pages ago, he kind of had a chin, and then now Araki's illustrating him with a disgusting double chin or no chin at all. So then, this is kind of fun. He's like, we're gonna look at the recording! And then the two of them are like, oh, actually, I want to see that. I want to see the recording.
Well, this reminds me of like early part 4, which you probably this is probably before you actually started reading the manga. But I'm talking about like how Araki would draw the stand users that Koichi would fight as being taller before he would defeat them, and then they were smaller.
Right, and then they became small, and they remained small for the rest of the narrative. As like a choice, like, now they don't walk around like they're bigger and better than him. They are either subservient to him or equals. It's like a narrative.
And he did this.
Art
He did
thing.
this with everyone that he fought, except for Yukako.
Mm-hmm. Well, no. Koichi also fought.
And Kira, I guess.
Koichi also fought against.
So he did it with the lock guy. He did it with Hazamada.
That's kind of it.
Who else did Koichi fight?
Oh man, I gotta. We could look it up.
I don't feel like it.
Yeah, me neither. All right, but I'm interested in. I like that they want to see what is on the recording. Like they're excited.
Let's check that security footage.
Let's check
Let's
that
check that
security
instant
footage.
replay.
Dude, this is very much Among Us. Like we've called an emergency meeting, and now we're going to debate exactly who did what and when and where. All right, so this page.
First, the door is open.
It's open.
This panel, this feels like a shit post.
First, the door. It's not locked. In fact, it's open right now. All right, so this next page. Here, you read the dialogue on this page, man. I'm flapping my gums.
You're talking about page 18?
I'm talking about the page that begins. So you see this video from above the camera table. You take the lead on this one.
Oh. So you see the video from above the camera, from the camera above the table. Everyone's acting surprised in it. Yes, but that's because there are only 3 watchers on the tray. So the one other watcher was on the tray. Where is it? No need to delay longer. Let's rewind the video and see how it disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
So they rewind to where Dragona's hand was above the table, and the number of watches goes back to 4.
So he pauses the video. Stop right there. It's at this point and it goes back to 4. But the video doesn't show the moment the watch goes missing. Your shoulders are creating a blind spot for the camera. And he gains just a little bit of chin back. Anyway. So next, we see the other camera angle.
Let's go to angle 2.
Let's go to angle 2. Cut to camera 2. So, and then it gets clipped to Dragona's bracelet. And that's what we see on the video there. And then Dragona suddenly looks down and realizes that it's currently in the Lava Watch pocket. Lava Rock. It's the Lava Watch pocket now.
This is a big game changer because, like, in a few seconds, like in a few pages, they confirm that this can control stands. This rock can straight up control other people's stands.
Yeah, I have big questions about that. I'm not sure about that one. Is that what is even being said by this? That it can use stands to facilitate its stupid movements?
Well, see, like... Okay, so...
The Lava Rock moves things of value from other people to the user, to the holder of the Lava Rock. So the movements are like random shit happening. It's a lot like a Calamity, actually. You know, like a car runs over a cigarette butt and it fires up with the force of a bullet and shoots you in the face.
Yeah,
it's a lot like a Calamity. He's playing the hits.
Playing all the hits from the...
Like something improbable will happen. It's like an improbability drive thing. Like something improbable will happen which will result in you gaining wealth. Or in the case of Calamity, getting hurt.
Man, we talk about Araki reusing stands, but like every single part in the Steel Ball Run universe has had the same gimmick where it's like something is causing something bad or something good to happen, or drawing good things to whoever has it, or, you know?
Yeah, I mean, Love Train, Wonder of You, and now the Lava Rock. Like, it's 3 explorations of, like, versions of the same ability, the same concept, or at least there's fragments of each one of those in the others. I don't know, man. Should be crazy, dog.
so this page, let's see. It's, hang on. From when it gets clipped on the bracelet, from when you get the big panel of it getting clipped on the bracelet, it's 1, 2, 3 pages after that where she says, or where they say, I don't have any memory of using smooth operators to do any of that. I don't remember using my stand at all.
Yeah. And so, I guess, yeah, no, I guess that makes sense. I don't know. I didn't know in what way to interpret this at all. So when we got to this point, I was just going to be like, this doesn't make any fucking sense. I don't understand what's happening here. So, because, like, the lava rock is able to move shit. And we've already established that. So why would you cut back to the scene in the kitchen with the diamond in the teacup and relitigate how that was possible? It was actually done through unconscious stand movement? Like, don't do that. We've already accepted that that's possible through the lava rock's magic. Like, why is this necessary? This just feels like muddying things to me. And I didn't like it, and I didn't understand why it was happening.
It's establishing that, like, there are rules to, like, what the rock can do and what it can't do. You know, it has to be able to use what's in its immediate vicinity, or what's in the vicinity of, like, what it's trying to transport back to the holder of the rock.
Well, I get that. I suppose that makes sense. But, like, I didn't think to myself when the rock ended up when the diamond ended up halfway across the room in the teacup with no explanation of how or why it got there. I didn't think, I wonder by what mechanism. I was just like, that's just rock magic. We've just accepted that the rock is magic, and we're just rolling with it.
But Zach, this part's all about the mechanisms.
He's right. He's right. He's correct. This part is very much about mechanisms. I've forgotten a key component of why we're all here. To discuss the mechanisms. Have you seen that picture of JoJo where it's like, I'm doing a mechanism check, gang. Like, I need 6 true hustlers to share and not repost this image.
I think, yeah, I think it's been posted either here or in the group chat with Casey.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's funny to me because, like, JoJo would totally, he's 15, he would totally be reposting shit like that. I don't know. It's just funny to me. So, I didn't like that. It was muddying the waters to me. I was like, why do you need to explain that smooth operators is the reason? And also, that doesn't help me understand what smooth operators does. I didn't think smooth operators could just, like, go all the way across the room.
Yeah, no, that part seems a little suspicious to me.
Like, I was comfortable with that being explained through rock magic. I don't need it to be explained by smooth operators.
This is already the same part where Usagi left in the middle of a fight to go get a burger.
Yeah, and he came back and was like, I actually slipped caviar into their burgers like a while ago while you guys weren't looking. Like, what the fuck? Like, this is... I'm already, like, this part has a lot of good going for it, but I'm already okay, this is sloppy.
I actually like, though, the parts in JoJo where, like, they reveal, like, you know, like how did they do it? How is the magic trick done? You know?
How did Jotaro not get killed by those knives? Easy. He put magazines in his clothes while you weren't looking. Okay. And I mean, we all love that moment. I laugh about it, but we all love that and consider that awesome.
Sometimes it's not as great of a reveal as it is other times. All right.
Sure. We can all agree upon that.
But, like, in general, I think that more information here actually works.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll percolate on it for a minute because I literally just read this chapter and I didn't have a lot of time. Like, I didn't go back and reread it. I didn't have a lot of time to think about, like, what is the point of showing me this? I was just like, huh? And it was confusing to me and it muddied the waters. Like, I knew how everything happened and now I don't. That's the only point I'm making. Like, how does smooth operators go all the way across the room? So far, we've only seen Dragona use smooth operators on things she is directly touching. Or they are directly touching. Whatever.
Yeah,
Pronouns.
I don't know. I don't know the range of smooth operators.
So you're telling me these little tank guys? And also, it was like in a second, and it clattered. I don't fucking know.
You know what's like this part goes back and forth where like it'll have, you know, we know the range of November Rain. We don't know the range of smooth operators, which comes back to bite us in the ass with this flashback, which doesn't actually make a whole lot of sense.
Not a ton,
in how
no.
far that Diamond traveled, unless, you know, maybe it's like Sex Pistols where like she unconsciously already had like a string of smooth operators somehow.
Man, can I just say, Sex Pistols was the fucking GOAT. I have never seen a stand, like, while its user is, like, unconscious and already fucked up and beaten and bruised and battered, save its user from being shot in the head by 3 bullets. Like, dude, Sex Pistols was fucking goated for that. Like, that's insane. Only Star Platinum could do some shit like that. Like, stopping and manual restarting Jotaro's heart.
How about when Star Platinum, like, watched his user, Star Platinum watched Jotaro put a gun to his head and stop the bullets.
Yeah, I mean, there's that, but that's what I'm saying. Star Platinum is the only other stand that could ever do some shit like that. And we just don't give Sex Pistols enough credit for pulling off. Like, I feel like I'm like a basketball commentator. I'm like, no, you don't understand. His stats may not be there, but he's exhibiting greatness. We're not considering this player in the right light.
You don't understand the minutia of that last play.
That post the Shaq image where he says, I owe you an apology. I wasn't familiar with your game. Anyway. Oh, another anyway, Jinx.
Damn it.
Fuck yeah. Love those. Anyway. So, Dragona's freaking out.
You, me, same person.
Dude, the synergy just keeps increasing. This is like a Sonic and Shadow the Hedgehog thing. We should call each other Faker. That's stupid. Let's not do that.
Anyway.
So, the watch is in the chest pocket. It's in the pendant along with the lava rock. Also, just every time we get a new shot of the pendant, that looks wildly uncomfortable. That looks horrible. That doesn't look fun to wear at all.
It's not great.
It's like very triangular looking. So they discover that it's Dragona from the footage, and they're like, Usagi, step back, motherfucker. And they're gonna now molest Dragona again for like the second time this part. So that's cool. That's great. Thanks, Araki. Appreciate you.
I actually like what Usagi's doing in this panel.
In what panel? Oh god.
You can see the you can see the lean perpendicular to the shopkeeper. You can see his eye line. You can see the arrow coming off the eye line. It reminds me of Old Boy, actually.
Oh yeah, when he does the claw hammer, the dum 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 dum, and the line draws itself in Old Boy. That shit was crazy.
Or like, if for a more JoJo appropriate reference, like when Kira's doing the fucking geometry.
Oh yeah, no, that's great too. But no, I love this panel of him. You kind of roboted out, but then everything that you wanted to say played, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, good.
All right, so there's some more horrible molesting Dragona stuff happening, and then he pulls off the pendant, and then the stone, and then also I think this is probably a mistranslation, where Dragona says, "My pendant has a dragon pattern, so it's a charm for me. Hey." But then he goes and grabs the pendant and turns it around, and Dragona's like surprised it isn't there. So I think the proper translation is like, stop touching me, I'll tell you. It's in the back of my charm on my chest, the one with the dragon pattern. You know? I think Dragona gave up the goods and just said it's in the pendant. Because otherwise, why in the middle of the don't just start touching me like that? Why in the middle of that do you just start talking about the pendant? I think you're talking about the pendant to indicate where they need to look because you're giving up the ghost, you know? But, oh no. So it's not there, and then where is the watch? Where did you hide it? Da da da. But then this amazing panel of Usagi.
I feel like I need to see like the translation notes on this chapter, because like that is odd dialogue.
Do you want to go to the dog park real quick?
Yeah, we can journey over there for a bit.
Dog Park, JOJOLands, Chapter 9. Blue doo 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 doo. Blue doo 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 doo. Blue doo 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 doo. Do 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 do.
Oh, is it not up yet?
Do 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 do. Maybe not. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Yay! Part 9 by Dog Park.
Did you find it?
No, I did not, but I thought that I did.
Okay, well, I guess it's not up yet.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Mangadex.
Let me get, Dog Park on Twitter. No, hang on. What happened to Dog Park? Oh, no. His account was deleted? What?
Oh no.
No, but he was...
Breaking news.
What the hell happened?
I feel like we're Ant-Man, like stumbling in 5 years later.
What the hell happened here? Wow. Wow, Dog Park Desu is like deleted. Dog Park doesn't exist anymore. Why did I this whole time think that he was still...
I thought it was weird that the dog park scans weren't up yet, because it's been 6 days since Hiwamata uploaded theirs.
But okay, so then why did...
But why?
Didn't we do this for chapter 6? No, yeah, Dog Park. So 4 months ago, there was still Dog Park. Dog Park was still a person who existed 4 months ago, still publishing translations. So
there was a dog park for chapter 8, which was 2 months ago.
Right. So cool 210. Dog Park. Yeah, what the hell happened? 2 months ago, Dog Park. User ID. What the hell? This is crazy. What the hell?
Let me go to the let me doing a bit of investigation. Oh no, their blog is open to invited readers only. Their blog is locked.
Wow. What the hell?
Okay, well, I don't know what that's about.
Huh.
I guess we'll check back in on this later.
Yeah, more on this story as it develops. Hey, you know
That's
what?
weird.
All of a sudden, I don't feel so good about disliking Dog Park all of this time, because I realized that I was depending on him as a valuable, like, second opinion doctor. You know what I mean? When Hiwa Matanoboru gets it wrong, I was counting on that second opinion to help me piece it together.
I kind of feel a bit like a piece of shit myself.
Man. Moment of silence for Dog Park. Like, damn. played a little Metal Gear Trumpet for you. I'm sorry we always shat on you, Dog Park, but we miss you. And the world needs you back, actually. It's good to have two people translating JoJo. Anyway.
Unless the reason you're gone is for some heinous shit, in which case, fuck you.
Yeah, unless you, like, molested a kid and then drove that kid's school bus off a cliff, killing 40 kids, then, in which case, get fucked. We're assembling a stand battle team right now to come hunt you down, motherfucker. You're more evil than any villain.
We are 100 kilometers from your location and closing fast.
We have guys from all directions coming in, so don't even try to escape. Anyway. Man.
Stop saying that, or I need to put a counter in this episode.
For what?
For how many times we've said anyway.
Anyways. Anyways. So Usagi has this hilarious sort of little lean and pose and eye point arrow. And the wristwatch is on the guy's fucking shoe. And he freaks out and he does a little dance. He jumps around. And then he drops it, and then it, like, does, like, a triple flip and spins, and then it's about to get caught in the door, and then it goes out the door, and then they run out the door before it gets to the elevator, and then he's, like, apologizing, and he's showing them the watch on the tray, and he's saying, I'm sorry, because the product is so high quality, it's very slippery, and then it slips off, and then it does, like, more somersaults on the ground again. And then it cuts to Usagi and Dragona, who are just like, should we just leave? Yeah, I think we're just going to leave.
Maybe let's just get out.
It may take some time, but that silly spectacle of them chasing after it will keep going for a while. More customers will come, and eventually that watch, maybe not even here on the island of Hawaii, will come back to this lava rock. That $100,000 watch will come back to me. So, maybe it'll take 50 years, but that watch will come back someday. That's crazy.
Unless the lava rock is destroyed, I guess.
Yeah, I suppose so. I think just a little I'm beginning to understand this lava rock. It happened unconsciously for me and for the shopkeeper and the guards too. But through people's emotions and connections, these things that are worth money are sure to eventually come back. So I wonder if her emotional connection to it is the reason why it fucking it was taken and the other ones were not. You know, well, out of the 4 watches, only one was taken.
We also have the Mate Kudasai, which requires you to say, I want this, you know, for it to turn into it.
Right.
So, there's that connection to, like, you know, desire, ambition, right?
Uh-huh.
This is a thematic thread that we're following through this story.
Right.
It's all about the mechanisms, it's all about the drive, it's all about power.
Dude.
We stay hungry, we devour.
And put in the work, put in the hours. Yeah, no, I know what you're saying. It's defined by ambition and by greed, and you know, I want, and like the things that are worth money are sure to eventually come back. Like people's emotions, you're connected to something emotionally, and you like believe it belongs to you. And this lava rock is saying, yes, it literally already does. You can have it, just later.
It was always yours, really.
It was always yours. So then, sort of a moment happens here between Usagi, and he says, Dragona, that shopping trip was sure fun, huh? You know, with just you and me. We should cherish that. Don't let go of it. So is there a burgeoning romance here between Usagi and Dragona? Is that what's occurring?
That seems to be the case.
Interesting. Okay. Well, color me like cautiously excited for that. I want to know how that goes, because we've never had like, you know, last part Josuke had a love interest. He was the main character. But like this is different. This is just like, are 2 side characters going to start going out? Like, not side characters, but like none of them are our lead. I don't know. I mean, it's like Koichi and Yukako, I guess. It's not, like, unheard of. But it's strange. It's just like these relationships are just forming in the background, really? It's like, what is this? A fucking
maybe
Nickelodeon sitcom?
maybe it's this weird like not in terms of like chemistry because it's almost like the parallel opposite of it.
Mm-hmm.
But like maybe it's like sort of mirroring Mista and Trish.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Wait, this is the exact same as Mr. and Trish. It's not the opposite at all.
Well, their relationship through that part though had a lot more, like animosity towards each other.
Oh well, I suppose so. I was just thinking of Trish as like manicured and Mista as sloppy. But what's up? Oh, I don't actually go to work. That was a lie to end the phone call.
Oh.
I'm off today.
Okay, awesome. Never mind.
Sorry, man. I was just giving a reason that I had to be done with the phone call. So my granddad called earlier, Papa, and we were talking to him on the phone, and we were talking, and then he started complaining about like city developments they're doing in San Antonio, and I was like, dude, I could be here all day. So I just said that I needed to go to work later. So my dad came in like, what time do you go to work? And I'm like, dude, I don't go to work.
We had a very brief special guest appearance from Zach's dad.
Yeah, well, he was whispering. He was quiet. Maybe you didn't pick him up. I don't even know. Anyway.
I heard him. Maybe it didn't come in on the recording.
Oh, no. If you heard it, then we totally got it on the mic. Anyway, guest appearance from my dad. So that's kind of like the end of the Dragona and Usagi story. And
I honestly expected like that to actually. I thought this was going to be simultaneous like battles that
me
like
too.
were going to be taking place at the same time.
I'm a little disappointed because I kind of thought that these two stories were going to crash into each other while they're both happening, But one of them's just over and the other one hasn't really started yet. So
yeah,
it's a little bit disappointing in that way. Like nothing in this chapter is like of technically poor quality in the writing or in the construction of in the execution of the story, but it is a little bit disappointing. I feel some wasted potential type feelings about it. You know what I mean? I thought this was going to be more. Like everything before this, I mean the cat fight was a little, but everything before this pretty much had been firing on all cylinders.
Yeah.
This to me is a little.
Maybe Dragona and Usagi will get into a fight on their way out the door.
Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, this is just like the difference between a 7 or 8 out of 10 and like a 9 or 10 out of 10. Yeah, still good.
I thought we'd have a lot more like cutting back and forth action. Yeah,
me too. And the fact that this is just kind of over and the other thing hasn't even really started yet, it's a little. I just thought we were setting up. We were set up for something much cooler than this, but then it didn't end up occurring.
But if Dragona and Usagi don't actually end up playing a role in this fight out here, it's possible that like when they adapt it in the anime in 35 years, that because like they did for Thursday, remember where like they had all of those different arcs that were
yes.
In the manga, those are separate arcs.
Right.
But in the anime, they had like 1 or 2 episodes that was all of them like cutting back and forth between each other.
Well, the thing is that in the logic of the manga, these events were occurring at the same time. Like, for example, the fight between Josuke and Okuyasu and the tower guy, and also
it was Rohan and Cheap Trick.
Yes. And then Josuke goes on to be a part of the Enigma battle after
Highway Star and Enigma.
Right. So all this stuff was happening on the same day in the manga. It's just the way that they cut it together and had it paced, and the way that they had events unfold in the anime, and especially because they kept doing like the 7:11 a.m. Thursday. They kept giving specific times that things were happening. It felt so much more overlapping and on top of each other than it did in the manga. In the manga,
And
you kind of had to squint really hard to realize, like, oh, these events are all happening.
I think, like, because we also talked about how, like, the eventual anime will improve Part 8 by, like, possibly giving more of a sense of continuity.
Here's the thing,
like,
though.
especially the later arcs.
Here is the thing about that, though, Christopher Merkel Studios. I was originally saying that, like, for minor things, little adjustments. Like, oh, I wonder what they're going to do with Flashback Man. Are they going to cut that entirely? Are they going to change his face to the face of someone we see later? Are they going to leave it exactly the same? Like, what is that? What is Flashback Man going to be like in the anime? Because whatever edit they make to it will be very telling.
No, but
especially
I'm referring to like the literal ticking clock that they had for a bit in Part 8 that eventually
I'm getting to that.
Araki abandoned.
The original kind of edits I was calling for the anime to do, the original thing I was sort of referring to was to use a makeup reference, just a little bit of like foundation, a little bit of light blush on the cheeks, you know what I mean? Just some little adjustments, just a little touch-up right before you go on stage. Now, we need plastic surgery. We need full facial reconstruction. You need to really dig up the roots of this thing in order to get it like in a good shape. There's no way.
Page 1 rewrite.
Yeah, you can't. There's no amount of like foundation and blush and eyeliner you can put on JoJolian to make it pretty. You need like full facial reconstructive surgery.
Okay, but movement and color and music will help.
Right, but I'm talking about.
It will help me feel less shitty about Araki disappointing me.
Yes, that's exactly true. I can't say anything to make that not true. That's absolutely true. It'll feel good just on that base level, and we'll always have that. But I'm talking about, like, I want more changes to the Part 8 anime than I've ever wanted from any... Like, I've always wanted for the JoJo parts to stay exactly the same as the manga, as close as possible. But now I want, like, big changes. And I just hope they make them, you know? Like... I know they won't be so bold as to literally change the ending, but they may add or delete a line of dialogue here or there to make things clearer and better. But then, that experience, the clearer, better JoJolian, is not the same thing as what I read. Because what I read was confusing and murky, but that was part of the fun, because I am having to, like... Do you remember I wrestled for like months with the line where Yotsuyu Yagiyama says he's killed Josuke before. Wait, ring the bell. Ring the bell. Ring the bell.
I wasn't ready.
Yotsuyu Yagiyama. Ring that bell.
That's our bell.
So the part where Yotsuyu says, "You fucking idiot, I killed you before. I crushed you between some rocks and killed you. The Death Dodger is you." When he says that, I, like, obsessed over that line for so long. I was like, what does that mean? Why does he claim to have killed Josuke when in reality, he did nothing? He was like, he walked by as one of the Aphex twins got thrown off a cliff. You know, like, he didn't even fight Josuke in the flashback. Or fight Josefumi or Kira. Like, he was just a complete bystander, so why does he claim to have killed Josuke? Is that a mistranslation? Is that relevant? Is that a red herring? Like, what is that? But, like... You could make JoJolian a lot simpler and a lot easier for people and a lot less confusing by just deleting that line or fixing it and saying, I saw you die before. That would make a lot more sense. And that would stop people like me from overthinking it and thinking that it alludes to something greater when it's probably just a mistake or just a red herring or whatever. But then you are changing the fundamental nature of what it is to experience JoJolian. Because... that weird mystery red herring, I don't know what the fuck is going on and I have to piece it out together shit is what was fun about it. So, I don't know how much you can fix it before you start losing the fun. But I do know it needs some fixing, so no fixing is not the answer. Like the other JoJo parts, I would say they need no fixing. Make them exactly like they were in the manga.
There's not like a scene that we can insert like Fugo in like Part 5 just to show that we didn't forget about him.
Yeah.
that would save JoJoLeon.
Or like
is
there
what
was
you're
a
saying.
new scene added in part 5 of the villains like piecing together the photo from the ashes.
Okay, like something on
It
that
was a
level
very
is it would not save JoJoLeon.
yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. That would be a minor cosmetic tweak. I'm talking about full reconstructive surgery. I know they won't be so bold as to like actually give it a good ending, a change like something on that deep of a level, but I actually want them to. I know they won't, but I want them to.
Which sucks because that means that JoJoLeon is going to go down in history as the first truly bad JoJo part.
Man, don't even say that kind of shit to me because it's also my favorite part. It's the only one I own cosplay of the character from. It's like the best. It has some of the best moments in the whole fucking thing. We can't call it truly bad. We can call it misguided. We can call it a story that could have been great but didn't stick the landing. But we can't just look at it and be like, yeah, it's shit. Because it's not shit. It has awesome shit in it.
Okay, all right. I may have been being a little harsh.
No, but I mean, it's warranted, I would say.
All right, so if we can circle back, all of this is basically to say, depending on how long this particular battle that we find our heroes entrenched in goes on for, I would like to see when they animate this, a little bit more back and forth between like these two A plot, B plots going on.
Yeah, I don't even know what the fucking B plot is yet, but I know I would have liked to see some of it in between the A plot, which we just kind of got all of back to back. But yeah, so moving on. Man, every time you bring up... Sorry, go ahead.
I thought the shot where like Paco comes back and like JoJo is staring at him wide-eyed.
Yeah.
This is a hilarious shot.
It's like, pretty funny now that I look at his eyeballs.
What the fuck?
I was just gonna say, every time we bring up JoJoLand, we get distracted like so hard.
How
and then
can
it takes
we not,
us
though?
it takes us well, we are a JoJoLand podcast at the heart of it. Look at our logo. We haven't changed it.
It's what we started as.
Yeah, that's the whole reason.
It's what our name was inspired by.
It's the whole by the way, I was talking about the fundamental nature of reading JoJoLand is having like red herrings and being confused and like trying to piece together the mystery, and then like going over it with your friends and being like, what did you guys think about this chapter? What does that say? Does this confirm or deconfirm any of our theories? Like, that is the crucible, the fire within which the Locacacast was forged. That's what we're about. That's where I'm from. That's what we did here. That's what the point of all this is. So, like, if you make the anime better, but remove that, then it's like, that's hashtag not my JoJoLand. You know what I mean? So I don't even know.
That's our culture.
That's my culture, dude.
That's our heritage.
That's the history of my people right there. Anyway.
Oh, man.
So, this is a really funny panel at the bottom here. But yeah, so basically, our man, we really got to call those two back in the store, especially with them having the lava rock on them. Sorry it took so long. I had to go on a bit of a trek, JoJo. They said they sold out of chicken burritos around noon, so I went to the shop over there and had them fry up some abalones that were raised in the deep sea. Man, I really wanted to eat some of the chickens they raise high up in the mountains here on Hawaii. So he's looking at him.
And JoJo's like, the fuck?
The fuck is this? He's looking at him, and then he turns around, and immediately the Paco imposter is melting. He's immediately scary looking.
And this reminds me of Wu Tamaki,
right?
Dr. Wu, basically the breaking off of the gravel,
right?
In a sort of Avengers Infinity War-esque
I was
way.
gonna say, in sort of a Thanos getting dusted sort of sense. The same way that Toru looked when he was dying, you know, he gets crushed up into little rocks. This is a very rock human visual, is what we're saying here. But I think this is actually his stand ability, is this disguisey thing, and it's now peeling off of him. Because you'll see in a moment, he doesn't attack with the stand. He attacks with, like, a knife. Like a really long, like, stiletto knife that he just had on him. Also, these are, like, great panels, but then this one, the real close-up of Imposter Paco's face melting away. Wow. Like, what a great panel. It's
Yeah.
just like the eyes and the nose and the detail of it and how close up we are. It just gives me like that feeling of when you would look at the faces in part 7 and you're like, wow, Jesus. You know, it's like looking at a big landscape. A big double page spread.
Now, while we're on this,
Uh-huh.
do you want to hazard a guess as to the name of this user's stand
Oh,
at all?
Poker
Or-
Face.
Oh, that's a good one.
I literally
Oh,
just
man.
came up with that out of nowhere, but I'm sticking with it. Poker Face.
That could be, yeah.
Because, I mean, this person had a pretty good poker face. They didn't let up
Honestly-
that they were a fake Paco.
Honestly, I'm honestly, I think that's
You're going to
that's
steal
the
mine?
correct answer. That's the correct answer.
Okay.
What am I supposed to do?
I came up with it in 0.0 seconds flat. I was just like, I don't know. This. Maybe, are there any stands named after Hall & Oates songs?
I'd have to look at their discography.
Nah, man. You just have to go to JoJo Wiki and look up Hall & Oates. I bet there's not.
Well, these are all just album names. That's not going to be.
Oh, Whole Horse.
Oh, is that one?
Hall & Oates. Hall. Is this real? Whole Oats?
Yeah, that sounds legit to me.
Whole Horse? Why is this in Portuguese? Oh, Whole Oats is used in the Polish release based on his namesake Hall & Oates. Whole Horse is Hall & Oates? Since when? That's crazy.
But anyway, JoJo gets stabbed in the neck and he's dying, and that's where we leave our heroes. Do we want to basically read off Casey thought about the chapter? Because I mean, he did put all these insights in the group chat for us.
Oh man, you just did a bunch of roboting, but I know exactly what you said. You were like, should we read off what Casey said about the chapter? Because he left us some words to read about it, some insights. And yes, that's exactly what I was thinking, because Casey couldn't make it on this episode. I mean, he probably could have if we like rescheduled, but we just wanted to get this shit recorded and out. And also, like, you know, Locacacast is at will. If we just want to do it and our third guy can't make it, then it's just back to 2 guys. I don't know. We'll just do it. We're freestyling. We're completely fucking freestyling it over here. So, yeah, we will read his thoughts. We'll read the thoughts of our third co-host and see.
Officially, Casey's a special guest until he becomes a permanent host. So
This
we're
is
still
true.
we're still in the clear. This is still above board.
Indeed. All right, so I'm gonna go pull this up on my phone because I can't move my Discord window on my computer without making our shit not show up proper for the recording. So here we go.
I think if your throat is feeling up to it, you should read it off it, because like I'm roboting.
I got
Can't
it.
trust my read.
I got it. So Casey was like, can't make it for this one, JoJo boys. It's all good. And we were like, don't worry about it. Casey said, but I did love the chapter a lot, and the interesting revelations about the lava rock's mechanics, an insight to JoJo's character, and the bomb-ass twist at the end, and how it was actually very well set up and foreshadowed in the previous chapter. What with the imposter Paco trying to lead JoJo away and get him alone and reclaim the rock. Also the misdirection bit where he's trying to get JoJo to focus on who couldn't had the bag of cats when it was fake Paco who brought it to the table already. Really solid stuff. The conclusion of the watch store bit was great too. Felt very Part 4 adjacent, ending with a silly bit of comic relief, and hopefully setting up the payoff of Dragona receiving the watch again later. I love the way the scene taught us more about how the rock works, even going so far as to make people act subconsciously. Figured I could at least toss my general thoughts here for y'all. Yeah, so from that, I don't know. Can the rock influence the way people act? I mean, it's made Dragona use her stand, I guess, without thinking, but...
Well, I mean, there was also, like, she was trying to catch the diamond in her hands, and, like, it fell through, right? So maybe that was, like, unconsciously, like moving...
I guess so. Stuff like that would be much clearer in the anime. It would just be much clearer to see if it was animated. Because, like, I just thought it was a crazy diamond. I just thought it was a teleporting stone, you know? Like, so I didn't question it when it went straight through her hands onto the floor or, like, across the room into a teacup that nobody was anywhere near. I didn't question that shit.
So going off the bit about, like, Dragona receiving the watch later, possibly as a payoff, I think the best possible way for this to happen would be if somehow that watch ended up being the solution to a battle later on in the part.
Man, I don't think that's gonna happen.
I want to believe.
I think that's too small of a thing to really expect to come back. I don't know. We'll have to see. Only time will tell. But yeah, I loved everything with Imposter Paco. I'm glad that Casey pointed out that it had been foreshadowed last chapter. Because, like, I went back, and obviously, I think he did know back then that it was an Imposter Paco. You know? The previous chapter. Because it was very much like... Yeah, he kept saying, there's a parking spot right over there, we need to move the car. Like, why the hell do we need to move the car? I don't know. He was trying to get JoJo to do stuff. But yeah, he has in fact been the Imposter Paco since last chapter.
Wait, is that how long it's been?
What do you mean?
I thought he was replaced by the fake Paco when he stepped away to go get some chicken.
Yeah, he says the thing about moving the car again right then. That's what I'm talking about. But like
when he comes back?
Yeah.
I don't remember this.
It's the last chapter. Right where he says, how about we chow down on some chicken burritos over there while we wait? You want one? Yes, I'd love one. The two of them walk away. Cut to Dragona and Usagi in the store for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
Yeah,
got it.
for a bunch of pages. Then when we cut back to them, Paco comes back and he says the thing about the chickens in the mountains, and he says the same thing again.
Right before JoJo reaches for the bag.
Right. Anyway.
Alright. Well.
Yeah, so, you know, he's been an imposter since the last chapter. This is a pretty cool ending to the chapter. I like it, so you won't get the lava rock back, even after I went and gave you a chance before you knew too much. I really like that. I like the melting face thing, because we don't know what they look like yet. That's up to, that's left as a cliffhanger for the next chapter. What is the appearance of our first real villain going to look like? Because think about it, we haven't had one yet. So far, we've fought the cops, Rohan Kishibe, some cats, and then now this is going to be our first, like, human enemy stand user. We had one in Rohan, but it kind of doesn't count because Rohan, A, is an existing character, and we already knew who he was and what he looked like and what his personality was and what his stand did, so it wasn't the same, like, a new thing, like a discovery, like, ooh, I wonder what this guy's deal is. So he doesn't really count. This is going to be our first, like, enemy stand user. Fuck yeah. I'm excited about that.
But imagine, though. Imagine if that was a reveal. If that was, like, a little, like, bait and switch where, like, you think, oh, it's going to be the same Heaven's Door, and then instead it's something completely different.
Yeah, like, he has Star Platinum instead. He has the world. Wait, you
Man.
thought he had heaven's door,
No.
but he actually
No.
has made in heaven.
Oh Jesus.
He actually has syphilis. Thank you, everybody. Good night.
Play us off, 8-bit Guns N' Roses.
I don't know how the song goes. Was that the end of the episode just then?
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Okay.
Are we still going?
I don't think so. You could honestly just put that dialogue over the song, though.
Have you stopped? Did you stop
Not
it?
yet. I mean, I
Oh
could.
my God, we're still rolling.
It never seems like the right time to do it. Maybe now? Maybe then, when I just said now, just then? That was probably the right time. Now it just feels weird.